live. Go live. Well, hello, good evening, and welcome everyone. Let me just spotlight who I need to spotlight tonight. How you doing, Robert?
Doing very well, Stephen. How about yourself?
Very, very good. It's been a very hot day in sunny old England. I don't know if that's a very
find a place that's cool anymore.
I love how you do the English accent, or you try to.
Bloody hell.
It's brilliant, guys. If you are with the Inner Circle, head over to the Inner Circle Facebook group, where the URL is to get in on the Zoom call. It's been a busy old week, and we're welcoming people in. We see people joining gradually. So yeah, it's we got lots to share, haven't we, Robert?
There's been a lot of things that go on. And, you know, on a personal note, Stephen, I got to say that I got very far behind. You know,
yeah.
Those that don't know, I ended up getting COVID after I was visiting my brother the first time. I flew home, and I think I got it on the airplane. But it took me out for almost a solid 4 weeks. And it just messes you up. It messes your mind up. It messes your thoughts. Everything is just put to the side until you can feel better.
Yeah.
And it really, I just didn't get a lot done. That's all there is to it. It's like a feeling of all you want to do is have your head on the pillow and do nothing. You just have no energy. You're wiped out. You know, I've been sicker with other stuff in my lifetime, but this was just a lack of energy, nasty cough, and you just had to get through it. So anyways, that's just a personal note, but I'm feeling 100% better finally, starting to get my energy back where I want to go out and do things.
Yeah.
But it's been a struggle, it really has.
There's a guy who a lot of people know called Tony Earp or Anthony Earp. He runs the Tiger's Den, and he sent a message out the other day saying he's got long-term COVID. So our thoughts and prayers go out to him, because you said you wouldn't wish this upon anybody, and unfortunately, if you're going to travel, then these big tubes in the sky called aeroplanes are the things that are going to spread it everywhere. And however careful you are, you're probably still going to get it. So be as jabbed up as possible, I guess.
You know what? The thing is, and that's what I never realized before, you can have it, be spreading it, and not know you have it yet.
Yeah.
Because you don't feel bad yet. But in the long run, you can be going to the airport, getting on a plane, not know you have it, because if you knew you had it, you wouldn't be going, right?
Yeah.
But I hadn't traveled, I hadn't been around anybody, and all I did was take that flight up there, and they're very secluded where they live, and I've been back and forth several times, and it was only 2 flights. From now on, I don't fly. I'm just not doing it.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. And the things I want to come out in a year's time to come and see you. So I've worked out I'm going to take 500 oxygen tanks with me, and a big one of those big plastic bubbles, that I can sit in, and I'll take my own snacks and drinks with me, only because I don't want them passing anything over to me at your food, sir.
Yeah, but I mean, I can totally get it. Why? It's such a big thing. And the more people that understand what it is and what's going on, the better. But it's it's self-quarantine. If you do get it, that's what we did. We had groceries from the store, and then we wouldn't even answer the door. We tell them to leave it on the step, and because I got it, gave it to my wife, and then my son got it right behind me. Once it's in the household, it's hard to not share it.
Yeah.
But we're all feeling better. I was the worst, and anyways, it's a part of the world now. I don't care what you say. You can't get away from it, no matter what you do, because there's just too many people. And when they stopped wearing masks on the airplanes, I'm not going to say the masks would have prevented it or not. I wore one, but I still got it. Doesn't mean I didn't touch the seat that somebody else blew their nose on.
The problem with masks are, right, they are protecting you from giving it to someone else. But if someone else isn't wearing a mask on that plane who has it, you can still get it.
And again, it's so far out there that it's not if, it's when you're going to get it. That's why I said before in my post, be ready for it. Have the stuff at home. Have the medications that you want to have, because for 4 days my head was in a vice with the sinus headache and the body aches and all of that, and temperatures. But what's the word I'm looking for? If lungs and respiratory is one of your weaknesses, that's what it's going to attack. Guaranteed. So it all depends on the individual.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to get off of that story, and we're going to get on to some really great stuff today. So as we are catching up on so many things, but we wanted to share the light on what to look for in rankings, because what we're never paying attention to are a lot of the other search engines and what's been going on out there in the world. So this conversation, Stephen, is kind of like, we're talking about inner circle training, but we're talking about websites, but we're talking about rankings, but we're talking about magic ranker stuff, and all of these things are happening around us. So we build mass page websites. We build them for location-based keywords, right? So if I can share my screen, Stephen.
Go ahead.
You're good with that?
Yeah.
Can everybody see my screen?
We can see that.
Cool.
And this is super exciting, what you're going to share, because you shared it with me earlier on.
So, well, what I want to say first of all is, some weeks back, I think 3 to 5 weeks back, we started the Magic Ranker program.
Yeah.
And in that program, we used a domain name, which I'm showing on the screen here. But the reality is this: that domain name became the trigger site for the Magic Ranker system. And that may not make sense to you if you didn't do the Magic Ranker training, but at the end of the day, we put a website up and we put one of our DFY Magic Themes sites on it for renting websites. contractor websites.
Yeah.
So our trigger site is the site that's getting creating the system to auto post to the rest of the ranker system. The trigger site, we took advantage of putting a website on it because it's getting a lot of authority from the rest of the ranker system. And from that point, I'm going to say, with all that happened and all that was going on, I never did anything more. I ran 2 campaigns. It might have been 3. I'm not going to even say, because I ran 2, and then I ran another one for another website. And I don't know if that helps the original trigger site or not, but I ran the 3rd campaign for a different website. Anyways, long story short, we go back and we look at what's happening. And what I want to bring to light here is not the fact of Google, not the fact of Yahoo or Bing, but the fact of all 3 of them. Because when a site starts to rank, you got to look at why. Why is it doing one search engine versus another? Because they're all working kind of different. So here's what we're going to do. I have some words and I have some rankings here that you can see that are going on. We're going to look at small business websites, Wellington. Now, I did these searches incognito earlier to save some time. By the way, we did do a video install of the newest way to go through DFY Magic Themes and how we install a website. And we did it with both of us explaining the nuances of how to do it and why you do certain things. And just, to say what's happening is our simple demo video that happens to be 12 minutes long is ranking on page 1 for Mass Page Builder install. Now, what's interesting about that is not just video, it's all of Google is where that's ranking. So yes, you know what? We did some extra things to make it rank, otherwise it wouldn't be there. But 11,500,000 competing pages for that term, and that video is sitting on page 1. So I think that's pretty cool. Anyways, getting really back to the topic, and watch the video, by the way, guys, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel because lots of stuff is going to come in there in the next few weeks.
When you like the video, as Rob said, subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. As I say, ring my bell. Bad singing tonight. But ring the bell, please. Ring the bell and comment. Let us know what you think. We love good and bad feedback. Our members, if something's not right, our members will always tell us. All right. And we'll work very hard to put that right. And there's some inner circle bits, pieces which we'll be sharing in a little while. But I'm going to let Robert get back to this because this is really good. But your mobile phones away, distractions away, because Robert's going to show some really good results, which is impressive.
Okay, so here we go. We go to the tool that I happen to like to use. And we look at the first one that's showing page 1 ranking for Google, right? Small business websites, Wellington. We go back and we search that incognito. Now, these things are always going to change. That's part of the algorithm, but for the most part, they're very steady and consistent. So 27 million competing pages for this term, and we have our website page 1, position 1. That happens to be pretty awesome. As we do more to the website in the future, I know that we're going to rank for the shorter term keywords because, like I said, the trigger site, we built it. We never did anything else to it, but run the ranker through it once or twice. Didn't put social media, didn't put a phone number. I'll show you the site. It's still raw from day 1. Nothing was done. Didn't optimize the images. So all we did was use the ranker. Second keyword. So this one was position 1. Second keyword is going to be contractor website, Wellington. And if we go from the top, we got 6 million competing pages. We have, let's see, count the positions here. 1, 2, 3, 4, position 5 on the incognito from earlier today. for that term. Go back to the next one. So just see that, and now here's a statement, right? The first one ranked for position 1 Google, position 2 for Yahoo, and position 4 for Bing, which I think is pretty cool.
That is very good.
What I want to bring to light here is different search engines are going to give you different results.
Yeah.
So Yahoo is on this term. I didn't go look at Yahoo, to be honest, but look, Yahoo is showing that position 4 for contractor websites, Wellington, where Google and Bing are not saying anything yet. Website design, Wellington, Bing is showing position 5. So you're going to start getting traffic from different search engines depending on the rankings of what that search engine gives you.
Plus, now, Robert, one thing to say, right? Currently, that top one's on position 4, Yahoo, right? Bing and Google look at Yahoo. Yahoo looks at Bing and Google. Bing looks at Google and Yahoo, and so on. So they all look at each other, right? And eventually, what you'll find is that all of them will start pushing it up and self-indexing. Even that we say it's good to submit it and tell them that you're there, it will just go bam, 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 bam.
And that's the whole beauty of all of it, is don't forget the rest of them. Yeah. And make sure, like, you know, I'm being honest that I didn't spend the time. I didn't take the time for our trigger site and do the extra things that shouldn't have been done. So I'm telling you raw out of the box what the ranker did to the trigger site. And that's what we're showing here. But the real importance of it is all the other search engines are picking up on that site because of what we did in the ranker. Nothing else. And the site build itself. I'm not going to take anything away from how we build our Done For You Magic Themes, because that's part of this. But that's all we did, is we put a Done For You Magic Themes website on the trigger site, and then we hit it with the actual ranker system. So moving on from there, we look at the next keyword, contractor web design Wellington, which I believe is this one. Or did I already look at that? I don't remember what I looked at. This is the one we already looked at. So it was down here in position, I remember 8 or something, 5. So that's that one. So that's contractor web designer Wellington. And then we go to contractor services. Now, when I did this search, I think this is the one that didn't actually show, but the tool is telling me that it is ranking. So it's telling me it's position 3, but on my search for contractor service websites Wellington, even though it's telling me it's supposed to be in position 3, it didn't show anywhere in the listing of the search. So sometimes it's consistency of the ranking, and you can't always say what the algorithm is going to do or not, but the reality is that sometimes they don't show. Then tomorrow it'll show, or in a different location for some reason it'll show. Like Stephen can look at keywords and put FL because he has to search for Florida for Wellington, because that's what we're going after, and he'll get a different result than me in Florida. But anyway,
actually interesting on that. I put in, because there's a Wellington in Somerset where I live, but I still put that in, and yours came up because there's no Wellingtons in Somerset using that keyword. Right, so yours still came up, and funny enough, one of them came up on at position 1. When I searched
for this keyword,
for either one of your keywords, I can't remember which one I did earlier.
Yeah, it's okay.
But
so,
but I was very impressed.
and that's what happens. But it's after you have followed all of the training and done the steps, done the optimizations, done your social media. Because again, we haven't done social media for this. Now, I am going to bring a point up in a minute about that on the actual website. We're going to look at the website. The last one is going to be contractor web designer Wellington, and we are position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's 7 if I counted right.
Yeah.
And on the look, on the search earlier, it's 8. I might have counted wrong by 1. So,
but either way, that's page 1.
All of them are page 1.
Yeah.
And
with very little work as well, Robert, because remember, you didn't fill in the magic form with the phone number and all the other content. You just chucked this up on your domain name and then got busy with all the stuff we do with our customers and DFY magic themes. And you went, I'll come back to it, and there's different people out there that say using a mass page tool, build it, chuck it up there, go and do something else and see what happens. Build another one. Get 5 sites built and come back to the first one.
So what I'm going to show here, because we're clear as day, transparent. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, this is our trigger site. This is the site that we built with the Done For You Magic Themes website, and that's all we did. We threw it on there and we put on a location base. I know we didn't build physical pages. We only gave it the under 200 dynamic pages, but in reality, here it is. No phone number, and in the footer, I mean, this is how we build. They come out of the box like this with the content. So in the footer, no phone number, no email, no address, and because no legal pages either, they haven't been done, which is not a good thing. But out of the box, until you fill out the magic form when you build the Done For You Magic Themes, you guys know you have to add your social media. But out of the box, because you don't have social media on your original build, we just put in the links to the actual social media platforms. Now, if you notice when I hover on this in the lower left-hand corner, you see facebook.com. It's very small, but each one is going to the social media platform of the icon. And we do that so that when you build out of the box, if it takes you a week or 2 to get your magic form done, you still have outbound authority links from social media to those platforms that Google can pick up on. So, like I said, nothing done, nothing added, except the website location for Wellington. We didn't add it to Google Search Console, and we only used the magic ranker for that to happen. So again, it's just, for me, that's proof in the pudding that the ranker system works. And also it just adds more authority to what's coming in the pre-built site with Done For You Magic Themes.
Yeah. How exciting is that? I've had a win myself, Robert.
What's that?
And WP Horde, right, that Kurt came on kindly and promoted, and it's basically WP Horde is a product that you can connect 100 or up to 1,000, I think it is in total, of WordPress.com blog sites or your own WordPress sites all into one place, and then you create spun content. In fact, if you let me, if you finish your little bit, because I'll share my screen.
I'm done. I am done.
I will share my screen and show WP Horde a minute. Let's just find the right desktop. Here we go. So this is WP Horde, and I've got currently 65 blogs on there. I'm adding more and more every day of a mix of WordPress.com on my own. I did a test to a domain name. I can't share the domain name because it's a client's one at the moment, but I'm doing another test this week with a new domain, right? I put it through the Magic Ranker system first, right? The customer's one, and then I did a blog post on here, right? And what I love about this is I grouped up only 10 WordPress.com sites and 10 of my own WordPress sites together, and I then put the spun content title in here. It was basically an article about this person. I won't give away his niche, but I'll say it's plumber for an example, and I then put in here all the content, spun content top to bottom, about an article saying how we use this plumber, how brilliant he was. We're so grateful he's in this at this location. We put some tags in there which are keyword related for the sorry, in the tags here. I put in, for example, best local plumber in location, and we put it in the category plumber, and I published it out, total of 20 sites, this article, and then I left it a week and I did it again. All right, and at the same time I did it again, I submitted again to the Magic Ranker. This guy now is the top of page 1 of Google. He hasn't been to the top of page 1 of Google in months after people promising him they'd be at the top of page 1 of Google. Admittedly, we've added a bit more content to his homepage because there wasn't much content on there. I say content is king, and it's awesome. This has been. I'm doing a case study in the week, and I have watch out in our groups this week. I'll probably do it Monday, a case study showing what I'm doing with this. And I managed to push a few more days out of Kurt for the coupon code. So we'll put a link in the chat to where you can get this with the coupon code afterwards. All right. If you want to go and look, you can go to dfymagicthemes.com/WP Horde, WPHORDE. That takes you to the site. And I know Kurt was on. I don't know if he's still watching, but maybe he can message me in Messenger what our coupon code was. I can't remember. I think it might be DFY Magic or something. But when it comes back to us, we'll mention it. But
I can't remember.
No, I can't. I was having a quick look then. So the cool thing about this, right? Imagine this power, okay? And the way I prefer to do things is all our trigger sites, which we talk about in the ranker system, you take that URL and you stick it into here with some content, and you send it out to 20 sites regularly once a week. You put a post up to go out once a week over a period of a number of months. And so automatically that group, because you can group up all your sites. What I love about this product, right? You can say published, draft, or scheduled, and you can group them up so you've got all your WordPress blogs all into groups. So it means then we can put them accordingly into the right order and into the right, here we are, groups. So I've got WordPress.com 60, and I've got WordPress blogs shown in here too. And I'm separating these at the moment. I'm moving some of these into here, and I'm going to relabel this week. So it's going to say plumber, for an example, and I'm going to have 20 sites in there that I can regularly post plumbing articles to. And then I'll do an electrician one with 20 sites, and 10 will be my own WordPress sites, and 10 will be to do with WordPress.com. And so the links will point back to my trigger site in the DFY Magic theme system. And then in there, I'm going to put up my customer site in there again. So what happens then is this then gives authority to your trigger sites. And then in turn, your trigger sites push your customer site up, and your trigger sites become a firewall for that. And that's what I love about this whole system. It's super cool. And
I'm just going to say, as we go forward, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Is it work to build the Done For You Magic Ranker system? Yes, it's work. But when it's done, it's literally no work to make a post. And that's going to become the same thing in the WP Horde. And as you have this now, there is absolutely no doubt in my mind that you can go after some really competitive keywords when you have that system backing you.
Yeah.
And then the addition of being able to have video, and then do the video embeds, be able to put out press releases into that network on WP Horde.
Yeah.
The problem I have, to be honest, is I feel responsible for people that are coming in, getting started, that don't have a clue what to do and don't know where to get started. And I always go back to build the site first.
Yes.
All of these extra things, all of these tools, all of this extra stuff is only going to help you if you have the front end ready for it.
It's like having a car without an engine, isn't it?
It's just,
you know, you can't drive it anywhere. So what's, you know, you need, and I say all the time, Robert, your foundations are, when you build a house, you don't build a house on quicksand. You get a good place to build it, good foundations, you put the foundations down. That's your website. The first floor is then your citations and your links to your social media channels for that niche and that website. And then the upper floor is things like the DFY Magic Ranker, WP Horde, that give you that credibility, that solid, I'm here, right? And that's where, and then the roof, ultimately the roof is little bits of SEO here and tweaks and bits and pieces just to keep it moving up on all your keywords and adding another page with another keyword, you know?
And I'm just going to say, Stephen, that the way this is laid out, it's build and then do all the steps, right? That's what's in the training already. It's follow that process. Is it work? Yes, you know, but at the end of the day, the work pays off. I mean, it's paying off, and I didn't even do the full work. Now,
no, that's funny.
But at the end of it, when you go back and finish it and put the rest in, can you not see it ranking even better? I mean, it's already ranking. I'm not going to take away from that, but I want it to rank for more and more and more, right? Because that's what you want. You want it to rank for every city and every page that you build. But at the end of the day, like I said, you got to build first. You got to follow that beginning training, which I don't know, maybe Steven's going to get mad at me for saying it now, but the reality is we have the basics MPP training coming out on Sunday that we're going to start to help people get started in MPP. That's strictly a free course for
there's no sales, there's no promotion. And if you want to sign up, dfymagicthemes.com/MPP free, FREE. And you can sign up through there. It takes you to a Zoom link and you sign up for the meeting. It's going to be the initial training will be Zoom only. Do we say Zoom only, or did we say we're doing anything in the groups? I can't remember what we said we're going to do. I think we're going to do Zoom only and then share it afterwards, weren't we?
We're going to put Zoom only, and we're going to get through the training, and it's depending on the time frame of all of it. You know, it's hard to do Q&As and all the rest of it like we do for our inner circle people on those type of calls, but we're gonna show you the basics of MPP. And are we going to build a site for you? No, we're not. We're going to show you the basics of how it works, and without the basics you can't even get started. So that's what we're going to do there. But on a further note, because there are so many people wanting to get started, we also want to do additional training after that course and after we finish the ranker, because the ranker is coming as well. We're going to finish that up. But when those two are done, we're going to start a course on the building of WordPress, Cadence, Gutenberg, and we're also going to, I think we're going to show some Elementor in there as well as a free course to help people figure out what they're going to build in, because not everybody builds in Done For You Magic Themes.
No.
And that's okay. But at the end of the day, when you find out how much work it is to build an MPP website, you may revisit the thought of how much the content it takes to write all that, how much time you spend, or how much time you think you're going to purchase that content from somebody else. That cost is astronomical.
You got a good point there, because we said this before when we launched DFY Magic Themes. Elementor did a big update and it screwed over the initial 5 or 6 themes we first had made, right? And I remember getting on a call with you, Robert, almost feeling overwhelmed and stressed of what we're going to do, right? And we're very lucky that we were able to outsource it to our dev. We phoned our dev up and went, what are we going to do? You built these already for us in this. They went, don't worry, we're going to change to Cadence and we'll have it done in a week. And that was such a relief of the stress disappeared. And it goes with anything, you know, if you want to save time and you want to build up a system like we've got, then you come to DFY Magic Themes, you get yourself a theme, you follow the training to get it installed. We've got a magic form you fill in and upload with all your company data on once you fill the form in, and the site's built, and then just follow the other training. We've added this week, by the way, guys, when I think about it, in the members area, the DFY inner circle button.
You can save that for later for the Q&A.
Is the citation training now, guys?
Yeah,
that's in there. Just to say, and I have, by the way, Robert, and I'm gonna just tease now because I love teasing. I have a YouTube trick, and that's for the inner circle guys.
You have more than one.
Yeah.
By the way, that video on YouTube, right, that I showed ranking, is a complete build of Done For You magic themes, and it took us 12 minutes from WordPress installed fresh to the end of that build with all the explanation of what we were doing. Now, is there more to do to that site? Absolutely. You have to put in your magic form. You have to put in your data, but the rest of it's already built. It's a great demo of what we do, and the rest of the training fills in the smaller details for SEO and how to get your personal information into that site. But what I'm very excited about, Stephen, is the fact that what you said about Elementor doing the update is, I'm telling you, that was a blessing and a curse at the same time, because it put our feet to the fire to figure it out. And we went to Gutenberg builds, the block editors, and it's been absolutely fabulous in the results that it's giving us now. And it's just, in my opinion, the only way to build, and I wouldn't build any other way, but that's just me personally. So going forward, this is why I want to head to this where people have choices, and at the same time, it gives our members as well as new people an opportunity to go and search for a question of how to do something in Gutenberg, and we have it spelled out. And that is going to be available on our YouTube channel.
Yep. Because
that Gutenberg training can apply to everybody. It doesn't have to be who's live. I see lots of pictures and black screens. I don't know what that means.
You may have to refresh if you're not seeing us. Can Lynn, put your thumbs up if you can see us okay. Yeah, she can see us okay. So you might, and Bob can see us okay, and you, all right, everyone can see us. That's good. So
so that's what I want to achieve. I want to achieve not only the ranker system for everybody, that's great. Those are all tools that help the people that are building their Done For You magic themes, and I want them to understand that. But this next edition of training that we want to do is going to be all of those things that you guys have wanted, and you did. Maybe you figured a lot of it out on your own in using Gutenberg. It's really not that hard, but we haven't done an in-depth training on all of that, and I want those easier steps of those types of editors in the block editor and the training in Gutenberg, so that you have access to it as well as others. And then when you get into your DFY builds, we'll have the advanced stuff of the real tricks and tips of how to change the things that you already have in your build.
I'll tell you one thing, while we're talking about Cadence or Gutenberg, you can use either. We use Cadence because it's an easier block editor. It's a bit like Elementor. I built a site on Cadence. I built the same design on Elementor. I did page speed tests, right? And Elementor was 49% for desktop and 29% for mobile. The Cadence version, exactly the same images uploaded, was 89% mobile and 78% 90% for desktop, 89% for mobile. And then I optimized the image on both, and the Cadence one shot up to 100% for desktop and 95% for mobile. And Elementor shot up a little bit more. And it all comes down to what people prefer to use, but I'm finding every day, if it's built in Gutenberg, because all Cadence is doing is going, hello, I'm a block editor here, or I'm a theme here that I work with Gutenberg. Elementor and Divi, you have to press a button to get into the editor, and it's their own special software in the background. You know, I'm not knocking those products; they are very good. But if it comes down to preference, and my preference is Cadence and Gutenberg because it's faster and it's easy to use. You know, we showed the other week, you click on 3 dots and copy an entire page from abc.com to 123.com. It's lovely, you know, and that's what I love about it. But we got a win to share, haven't we? We spoke to someone earlier on, Robert.
Oh, you know, if you want to bring that up, sure,
yeah.
Sure.
So I'm going to share my screen a minute, and I'm going to grab the video. And this is someone that people will recognise that have been in the group a while, and those that aren't. But we managed to speak to Michael the Bee Man, and he kindly did this for us. So I'm going to open it and press play, and you guys can have a listen. It's about 3 minutes long. And then after that, we're going to be saying goodbye to everyone else apart from the inner circle. So while we're playing this, if you're watching in Facebook groups and you're not on the Zoom call and you are part of the inner circle, nip over to the inner circle Facebook group because we'll stay live in there. But we'll play this and then we'll come back briefly. So guys, we are with the Bee Man, and wow, I mean, he's one of our wins. He's one of our successes. And I'm going to pass it straight over to the Bee Man to share his experience and how he's doing.
Hi. Hey, thanks, Stephen. Thanks for the introduction. Hey, this is Mike, the Bee Man, and I want to tell you this has been a great adventure for me. I thank these two people right here for my success and for exposing me to this DFY system. When I first met them, I was totally lost, and I didn't know what to do. And ever since I've met them, it's been a pretty much 1, 2, 3 step. I followed everything that was taught to me, and I started getting for my local business. So, you know, there's different ways to use it. So I use this for my local business, and it has catapulted my business probably, I could say, at least 10x with this system itself. I mean, so it really does what they preach. As long as you put the work in, you'll get the results. And I highly recommend it for anybody that's actually looking at this, because the proof is in the pudding. I get calls off. I was getting 20, 30 calls a day almost once I started actually putting these DFY things up. It's so simple. You don't really have to think too much in it. All you got to do is follow the system, and it works every single time.
I have to say as well, something that excites me, right, is the fact that you took one of our DFY themes and then converted it to your own niche, because we didn't have the bee niche, and that's been just as successful. And it's great that you've been able to take one of our themes as a tool and put it onto the web, convert it, and make it work for you. And that's super exciting for us. So hats off to you for the work you've done.
And even more so than that, it's like everything else. If you put the effort in, if you put the time in to follow the training and do it, it's so easy to not do it. And what happens when you don't do it? You get no result. Michael, you put the time in, you put the effort in, and I know you worked hard because I saw how many sites you put up. And once you were rolling, there was no stopping you. So hats off to you. Your business is growing. We don't even get to talk to you much anymore because you're so busy.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. I really appreciate what y'all done, and gave me the blueprint, and I just followed it. And just like anybody, like me, anybody could do this. As long as they, like you said, you got to do the work, because to know and not to do is basically the same thing as not knowing. So, I appreciate y'all having me on here, and I look forward to seeing other people's success stories.
Well, we appreciate you, Michael, and you have a great day, and we're glad you're doing so well.
Thank you very much.
There we go. So, it's great. We haven't spoken to Michael for quite a while, and so it was really exciting to see him talk about that. Is there anything else, Robert, we needed to cover? I was just going to quickly say, earlier on I said about the YouTube thing, that I'm going to mention to the inner circle. Also, part of that is a Google My Business little cheat I picked up on as well, all right, on how to boost your GMBs to help them boost. And I did a little test on one of my GMBs, and I was quite surprised how well it worked. So we're going to share that. Is there anything else you want to share with the free groups before we say goodnight?
There's so many opportunities online, and what I'm going to say is what I usually say. Go in at the level that you're at. Work at the level that you're at. There's so many courses and so many things that you can buy, and you can literally go broke spending tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars on stuff that may never come through. And that's for me the definition of what we do to become defiers. We want to make that stop. We want to make that change, that people can come in, get the information that they need, follow a training, and get something done, and not be sold every week something else. I mean, if you do the same thing consistently, eventually you'll have some kind of success with it. The problem is so many of us get stuck, and we can't continue. And I'm going to take this opportunity to say thank you to Stephen, because he's the one that really gets in the trenches. He's the one that figures out the tech shit that goes bad every damn time and makes it right for people, whatever it is. And that's my appreciation to what he does. In the background of this, I also want to say we've been doing live calls for over almost a year. I think at the 19th will be our first live Q&A. And we've been at this trying to help people get going for the last year or over a year. And we're going to continue to do that. And I want to have a personal goal of having 1,000 people in profit as a defier. That is my personal goal. Because if they'll come in and they'll take action, I said it from the beginning. Stephen said it from the beginning. I don't know if Lynn can remember that far back, but on our webinar, we said the training and support is going to be worth far more than anything you'll pay as far as a package on this webinar. And that's what the Done For You Inner Circle has become, because we want to make sure that people don't get stopped by a stupid little roadblock, something that they just can't get an answer to. And find someone. This is what I'm going to tell you. Find someone that you relate to. Find someone that is transparent and is going to help you get to where you want to go. If you don't want to build websites, you're not in the right place as far as what we do, but we do SEO and we do websites. If you want to become a basket maker, I can't help you. That's another guy, but we're here, we've been here, and we're going to continue to be here to get people going. You just have to put the effort in. And I feel for so many people that start, especially in MassPage, let alone WordPress, and want to build their own website, and they just go through this gauntlet of buy this, buy that, look at this, look at that. It's never going to end, because it's sales and it makes money. So that being said, the Done For You Magic Themes Inner Circle is a very low, affordable price per month, but you can ask any questions. You can come in and get help on things that don't work for you. Now, we support 100% the Done For You Magic Themes, and we try to help people the best we can in the inner circle. But if you're not working on a build that we're doing, you may be doing something different than we are. But at the end of the day, the information that we're giving, the how to go get SEO things done, how to do things in YouTube, the tips and tricks are working. And if I'm missaying something or misquoting anything, please tell me. But I still believe the Q&A of getting people over the bumps in the road, being able to ask their questions, being asked, being able to be supported in things that go wrong, and get them on the road again to doing the right things. I mean, Stephen, when I was out and not able to help, you were handling everything, and I know what a load of stuff that was.
It it's long. Look, it's long hours, right?
It's long, but
one thing I said from day one was we will look after our customers. I'm fed up with these products coming out, and either 6 months later they're gone, or they say something to you like, "Oh, it's all in the training. It's all there." You know, if something goes wrong with the hosting, me or you or Greg, one of us will get onto it, and we will sort it out. If I've got to put 5 hours into someone's account myself personally, so they're looked after and they're sorted and they're fixed, then that's fine. If someone sends me a message and it's something of their fault and they feel bad, I say, don't feel bad. Right, I've been there myself. I've already made some of these mistakes, and I know what it's like. No one's stupid. No one's dumb. No question is too small or big. There isn't such thing as a silly question, right? If you don't know what you don't know, right, come and ask. As long as it's related to what we're doing here, come and ask. And the people who raise support tickets, if we feel it wants a call, we'll always jump on a call with you. That's what it's about, you know. And if you're in a free group, we'll try and advise you. You know, because of our hours, if someone in a free group wanted our help, we have to charge for it now because we have to support the people with inside the inner circle who are with us week in, week out, supporting us. And I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I really mean this. You know, we're in this for the long haul, and we want everyone to succeed at what they're doing. We want people to do well in their business. And if you're struggling in any way, raise a support ticket and say, I'm struggling, put your hand up. Right, we'll talk to you and say, well, how are you struggling? Why? What's holding you back? What can we do to help you improve to get to where you want to be?
Right.
And that's how I see it. And that's what we'll do this now. We'll do this for as long as I possibly can until I can't do it no more because I'm either too old or whatever's happened, you know. And by then, hopefully, that everyone who's in the system's got at least one site up and running, and got it to a place where they can rent it out and make money each month. That's the fastest way. Every time I say, I've got, you know, you set a site up, you get it ranked, and then you offer it to a local business at $500 a month. And if they won't accept it, then do a discount for 6 months. As long as you've got a system with a coupon code where the price goes back up after 6 months, so they don't query it. Give them a bit of a discount, but that's the fastest way. Get some sites rented out. If you can do a site at $500 and you can do 2 of them, that's $1,000 a month. If you're not confident at 500, then do 250. Do 4 sites at 250. $1,000 a month is a nice amount of money. Then you double it, and you have $2,000 a month coming in. And when you get to $3,000 because you worked your ass off doing it, that is the point then when you can put your feet up a little bit more and enjoy those holidays and things. You know.
So just think about this. Go back to the beginning of our call here and look at. It's probably not the right niche to bring to that website thing would be more of an agency to go to and say, hey, I got a ranking website for agencies, for website builders. Would you be interested? But if that was a plumbing site, ranking on page 1 for a particular keyword, right? And you call a guy up and say, hey, I got a website. I haven't put a phone number on it yet. I haven't put anything on it, but it's ready to go. Here it is. It's ranking for this keyword on page 1. And you show them that screenshot. You tell them to go to Google and search for that. That's a pretty easy sale if they see the thing already there waiting for their phone number and business name to be added to it. But all of that doesn't matter if you don't start.
Yeah, you have to start somewhere. And saying that, we're going to play a 30-second thing to give me a chance to turn off the stream to all the free groups to share the Google trick I've got and a few other inside bits and pieces that we love sharing only within the circle members because they're our people who support us. They're special to us. And so I'm going to press open on my little video and I'm going to play this while I say we say good night, Robert, to the free groups. And we'll be still in the inner circle group for the replay. So good night, free groups.
Good night, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.